basically everything that they make at the barbecue, like they just throw into a soup. So like if I were to have never tried this and eat this now, I'd be like, that's disgusting. Like that's like slop or something.
She got to play the Bluebird Cafe this year, and she has a killer new song out and video to go with it, Runnin Late. Hayley Payne is here. Welcome, Hayley.
Hi, Sue. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. I'm excited about your song.
Thank you.
Runnin Late. I got to hear about how you were writing this whole thing because I think it speaks to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. I think that running late to most things is very relatable, especially to me. But yeah, the whole story was really cool to write because I think it's something that people can really latch onto.
So tell me about the video. The video is great, and by the way, you do a great job in this.
Thank you.
I need to know where the house was that you filmed in.
Okay.
It's like a vintage home.
Yes, it's so cool.
Yes.
So we filmed it at the Paper House, which is here in Nashville. And the whole purpose of it is literally just like a set for videos and photos and stuff. So now I've seen some other people shooting there, and it's like so funny because all the stories are so different, but we're all using this like same set because more people like finding out about it because it's so cool. And so the video really came about, the whole premise of the song is about, that kind of starts out, you're just running late to, most events and like you're about 5-10 minutes late to everything. And you like, oh, I'm getting coffee real quick. But really you're like, that's why you're 15 minutes late. I kind of feel like being in my early 20s, that a lot of people that I know seem to be further ahead of me in life. And so I feel kind of like I'm running late in that aspect a lot of the time. And even though you have to remind yourself, like there really is no set timeline to life, which is why I wrote the song, being like, it's okay if you're later than everyone else, because there really is no like certain time you have to do things. So that's what the whole premise of the song is about. And so the video is kind of like an alternate universe where it's kind of set like throwback 50s, 60s, where, all the women are dressed the same and I'm supposed to be able to bake a cake and I'm not very good at that type of thing. And it seems like all the other girls are, doing the things that I was expected to do at a certain time, like buying houses and having babies and getting married. And my character is very different than those girls.
Yes. Now you have acting skills. You've done musical theater in the past. You started when you were pretty young, right?
Yes. When I first started being on stage, it was through musical theater. I was about 9 or 10. I was an Annie Jr. for the first time. Perfect. But I was never like the leading lady when I started off. I was an unnamed orphan. So I was a little mad about that. But yeah, I always loved being on stage, and musical theater was a really great start for that.
Mom was proud though, even your name was in the program.
Yes, I was on the stage. I was there.
On stage and in the program. And here you are now.
Yeah.
So you went from, did you always know you wanted to be doing country music?
I really did. That's what's so funny about people ask, when was the moment that you realized you wanted to do this? And I don't really think that I had a specific moment. Like there was no light bulb that went off. It was kind of just always what I wanted to do. And I really don't remember a specific time where I was like, this is it. Right. I just always knew that. And I knew that I loved being on stage. My family would say I loved being the center of attention as a kid.
I have that too.
I was the youngest. Let's just say that.
Me too.
Yeah. And so there might be a correlation to that. And, I was doing musical theater. I loved being on stage, but I loved country music. I remember hearing Tim McGraw's Don't Take the Girl on our little radio, in our house. And I loved Martina McBride, Sarah Evans. And I just latched onto it so quickly. And so I was like, well, I sing, can I just get in front of people and start singing these songs?
Why not?
And I wrote my first song when I was 9. I was bored in this ice storm that we had. And I was like, let me just try to be Taylor Swift and write a song. So that, it really has just always been who I am and what I've wanted to do.
So speaking of Taylor Swift, I stalked you on your socials, of course. And so you had a chance to see Taylor Swift perform at the Songwriters Awards. Is that correct?
I did. I got to see her perform the 10-minute version of All Too Well.
Wow.
At the NSAI Awards. And it was honestly life-changing. And it was at the Ryman, so it's just an amazing place, no matter who you're seeing there. And it was a beautiful night of music and just songs. But to see her being honored for the decade, because I've literally grown up with her pretty much. I've loved her since I was 6. And to hear her sing that song, because she hasn't really gotten a chance to play that song yet live. And it was amazing, to say the least. I might have shed a tear.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I see how people get like that when, if you look at old footage of the Beatles or something and these women are crying and I'm like, what are they crying about? I'm like, but you get it,
Yes,
right?
then
You get it.
you can relate.
Yes.
Yeah.
You go, oh, I totally get it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like, I'm not judging these people anymore.
Well, it was funny because in watching those videos, you notice that, especially with Taylor Swift, the entire crowd you could barely hear her. I mean,
oh my gosh.
like everybody's singing, everybody knows every word.
Yes.
It was great.
Everybody was like screaming. And it was just like, in the rhyming too was just so like surreal, honestly. And to know like everyone in there pretty much is a songwriter, and to see how much people respected her and that song and her artistry, like it was truly magical, honestly.
That is what a great experience, lifetime experience for you.
Oh my gosh.
Now, speaking of lifetime experiences, Bluebird Cafe, iconic. That's like a big deal to play Bluebird. Tell us about your experience.
So I just got to play at the Bluebird Cafe for the first time back in December. It was actually the day after my birthday. So it's a very good birthday present. And the Bluebird staff were so sweet. They gave me a little cheesecake and they like wrote my name on it and stuff. Aww. And I was like, well, I'm about to cry over this more than like the playing here. But it was, oh my gosh, it was magical. That's another thing, like another room that you're in that genuinely is like an iconic place, and there's like something magical in the air. Wanted to play there ever since I started singing, ever since I knew it existed. And to get to just be in that room is always cool, but to actually like be the one singing my songs.
Yes.
And it's so intimate, like it's really just the coolest thing, and it's something I'll never forget.
And then you also got to do Whiskey Jam too, which is a big thing here in Nashville. I don't know that everybody knows about Whiskey Jam, but if you're here in Nashville, it's kind of a big deal as well. How was that?
Oh my gosh, it was so cool. I put out my first song in a while last February, and to celebrate, I got to play Whiskey Jam. And honestly, I was really nervous because I had only been here for about a year, and I was like, I gotta find like my band members to play with me, and so I had great guys play with me. And but I used to go all the time, and I still go a lot, and so I was like, wait, like I'm gonna be up there now, and
that's gonna be me.
And there used to be, I mean, there's so many cool people who have played there. And so I was like, I'm about to play there. It's just very fun. And it's a really cool community. And like I had so many friends show up. And so that's just really cool.
That's awesome. Now you have another song coming out soon. When does that come out? Tell us about that song.
So I haven't even really announced this yet.
Oh, okay.
So exclusive. But I've got a new song coming out February 10th. And let's just say it's kind of centered around Valentine's Day, but it's not really a love song. So, sometimes
okay.
I'm trying to ruin Valentine's Day for everyone.
Were you channeling a little Taylor Swift, something like that? always channeling Taylor Swift. I love it. Well, you did bring your guitar. So Hayley's gonna play her song. If you want to see that performance, we've got a link in the description. So we've got that coming up, so you can check out that. And we're gonna take just a mini break, and when we come back, we're gonna play my world famous game, Truth or Truth. Are you ready for that?
I am ready, I think.
All right.
It's Truth or Truth.
All right, it's time for Truth or Truth. Are you ready to play the game?
I am.
Okay, the pressure's on. Go ahead and pick your question.
Okay. I'm not peeking, I swear. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, what's the most embarrassing thing you've done in front of a crowd? The way that I have way too many stories for this.
Okay, good. We might be hero minute, so that's good.
It's bad how many instances I could pick from. Well, there's one that I didn't mean, obviously, to do this. I got to open for Lee Ann Womack in 2017. And I'd never gotten to open, especially for one of my heroes like that before. And I had just graduated from high school. I was 17. And I had this romper that I was gonna wear. Had picked it out for weeks. I'd never really done a big show like that at that point. And so I brought the one outfit. Well, I put it on an hour before the show. And the entire front, the chest, the elastic that's in the romper fell out. So this is what it looks like, okay?
Oh no.
And I'm what do I do? And my band members are all these men,
right.
So none of them know what to do.
Right.
And so also I'm playing in this amphitheater. It's beautiful. It's up in Indiana. But when you're backstage, there's no service.
Right.
So I can't even text anyone who's there to be come help me.
I need help.
Because it literally, I might as well not have been wearing the romper. It was so bad. So I'm about to cry. And so we get all of, we safety pin it up. Basically, it doesn't look that great. But then I told everyone on stage that. And I was like, I don't really know why I just told you guys that. So that's something embarrassing that I did, was admit to everyone. Honestly, no one could have seen it from where they were, but I decided to out myself like that. And honestly, as you can see, I'm a talker. Sometimes I'm just too honest on stage, and I will just start talking about random stuff. And for some reason, I had a show a few months ago where I started talking about how I used to have to sleep with the nightlight on. And I was like, no one asked about this. But that's just a little bit about me. So honestly, sometimes I just overshare a little bit too much online.
Okay, well, that's
so that's something embarrassing that I've done.
Well, at least you're authentic about it.
That's true. I'm not lying.
We appreciate the authenticity, right? Exactly. Okay, good. Well, I like that. All right, ready?
Another one. What's one responsibility you wish you didn't have? That's a lot deeper of a question than my last one. Sometimes I can feel like social media can kind of be like a lot. And there are times where I really do love it. But sometimes like my friends are like, I'm going on a social media cleanse and I'm like going to get off. And I'm like, I can't really do that because I have to like promote my music and stuff. And so not all the time, but sometimes, social media can be so great. But other times I'm like, maybe I like shouldn't be on here. Especially with my song, like comparing myself a lot, with the whole Runnin Late thing. Sometimes I get on social media and feel like, oh my gosh, everyone is like doing all these things that I've yet to do. And so sometimes I'm like, I wish I could like get off and just get off social media and go on a cleanse. But, it's great. And sometimes it's this responsibility I wish that I didn't have though.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot to keep up with. But good news, since you're an oversharer, you always have content, right?
That's very true. That's
always
very true.
content.
I have a series where I will just get on my story and talk about embarrassing things that I've done. And the fact that I can make a series says a lot about me because I say a lot of embarrassing things. So
okay, so if you want the real deal, you got to go to her socials and see all the stories. That's good. I like it. Okay, we're gonna do one more.
Okay, let's get rid of that one. I feel like I'm accidentally cheating because I'm glancing in the hat for a second. What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a very adventurous eater. So I don't think I've eaten anything that would be like super weird to a lot of people. Okay, so I'm from Kentucky originally. It's very normal to me, I guess, growing up, but we have this thing called burgoo. Do you know what that is?
No.
So yeah, no,
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. So where I'm from, we're like really into barbecue. And but it's kind of like a different type of barbecue. And so burgoo is literally like a barbecue soup. So it has like basically everything that they make in the barbecue, like they just throw it into a soup. So like if I were to have never tried this and eat this now, I'd be like, that's disgusting. Like that's like slop or something. It kind of is. But like since I grew up eating it, it's very normal to me. So to other people though, that probably sounds really weird.
It's called burgoo?
Burgoo, like Burgoo. Burgoo. And it has goo in the name. So like sounds a little weird, but I swear it's good. I swear it's really good.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
Sure it is, Hayley. We believe you. Yes.
Yeah. Just try some burgoo, y'all. I don't know where you can get it besides where I'm from. So
is there like a family recipe for this?
So my family doesn't make it, but like where I grew up, like going to church and like our community, they would have these like big barbecue cookout things. And like, that's where we get the burgoo.
Can you get it in a can? Is that what?
So you usually get it in like a gallon. So like
Really?
you get a lot. Like if you're getting burgoo, like you're getting burgoo, okay? Like you can either get a cup, like a tiny cup, or a gallon. So like there's no in between.
Oh my
So we would just
goodness.
like get a gallon and like split it.
Okay, well, I don't know if I'm putting that on my list or not.
Yeah. I know. I said I didn't have anything weird, like food that I'd eaten, and then you're like, this is one of the weirdest ones I've
That
heard.
is weird. That is weird. I'm a little scared to go to Kentucky. I don't know. Just kidding. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, playing the game, playing your song. If you want to hear her play her latest song, you can catch that in the link in the description. Thanks again for being here.
Thank you, Sue, for having me.
And follow Hayley on all the socials, okay?
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks for watching Up in Country and supporting country music. You can continue to support us by hitting that subscribe button, sharing this video, or leave us a comment. And if you'd like to make a donation to keep the show going, there's a link in the description.